The civil rights movement. How is everyone right now when I'm recording this video? Well, let's stop joking around and let's actually go serious on this topic today. Today, we will be talking about the civil rights movement. Let's get started. Dark, 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 cushion, da 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 da. Not Darth Vader, obviously. Civil rights. Hi guys, and welcome to a new episode of Dark Sean. In today's episode of Dark Shot, with the little bit of construction site that's happening above, in the room above, in the homes above, which I'm in an apartment right now. Here, we're gonna talk about the civil rights movement. So let's just hope for the best without any of the interruptions from the noise above, and let's get started. So what is the civil rights movement? The civil rights movement didn't start when Rosa Parks just went into a little bit of a segregation thing, but it actually probably started during World War II. They probably kept losing during World War II. But it was when they found out that when they found a chance to do civil rights, at least try to win some, they actually won. They actually won some by when Rosa Parks was into the bus, and the Montgomery bus boycott started, the reason. And many people think that Rosa Parks is just a civilian that was so tired and kind of angry at things like how the things happened, and because of the integration of the segregation laws back then. Well, it turns out she isn't. She actually had a lot of political background. She actually helped try to get the black women to get the vote. And that's pretty much how it all happened. So Rosa Parks, this was the famous photo of her in prison. And this is when Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., or better known as MLK, but his father's also called MLK, so we'll just call him MLKJ. Doesn't really rhyme, but hey, it's useful when your father's called MLK and you're also called MLK. Anyways, during MLK, he jumped at the chance, and over a year, they did the Montgomery bus boycott, which protested and forced the buses to actually get the Jim Crow laws. And people were just attacked, and if white people were more mad, then they would have made a rule that the only way you are allowed to get from your home to work and back and forth is by bus. If you try to walk, you will be arrested. Okay, that is kind of ridiculous, but I'm glad that they didn't. After MLK's march from Selma all the way to Montgomery, and along the way he got arrested by some white people. After that failed to make any influence at all, some children came and they were like, "Yay! We want to make a difference too!" So they started marching. And then police officers were like, "Hey, you children, go to jail. Hey, you children, go back or go to jail." And they're like, "Meh, we're children anyway. They won't try to attack us." And then, second thoughts, attack. The police guards threw high-pressure water at the children. Everyone. By now, it was worldwide. It was known worldwide now. America was not an arsenal of democracy as they thought. It wasn't a place of equality anymore. They literally attacked children, for heaven's sake. Just in the name of the law. What can these children do? Yes, they may be blacks, but is that a reason to attack children? It'd be like black people attacking white children just because they were white. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a bad idea, but at least for the whites. And the person who probably did all that was the Alabama state governor, who probably commissioned the order to do all that. And it's kind of annoying. His name is George Wallace. Heard of him? George Wallace. He doesn't deserve this name, really. he deserves to name some bad word name. I have no idea what to say really, though. And then there was the court case Plessy and Ferguson, where there was this in Louisiana there was this little law, an act where it segregated the cars, and this motto was, as long as the both separate parts have the same quality, then we're okay. It makes no difference anyway. And the railroad stations were pissed off at this too, because it just cut into their profits, because then they had to make new cars for blacks, which cut into their profits a lot. And that court case was called Plessy v. Ferguson. And you know who won? So in 1892, a guy named Plessy whiffs up some plans with his committee, protested against the Separate Car Act for Louisiana. Plessy was 7/8 white and 1/8 black, so no one probably would know the difference if he sat on the white folks' car. But then he bought a first-class ticket for the white folks' car, and he was there. And then the officer came, and he was like, "Okay, I need to know your race. Are you completely white or are you completely black?" And then he said, "I'm 1/8 black." And that guy was like, "Sir, go to the black car." And Plessy was like, "No, I won't. I'm part white. Since you have a little bit of black blood, that makes you a black." What the heck does it matter? There's no other color. There's no black blood. There's no white blood. There's only red blood. And yes, there is some white blood, but that's only white blood cells. They're not part of the real bloodstream, which is red blood cells mainly. And so then the committee which Plessy worked for hired a little detective so that he would be able to arrest Plessy on the charges of the Separate Car Act, so that they can target that Separate Car Act directly. I'm pretty sure the train stations were in favor of it, because they're all like, "Yay, we can get more profit, yay!" And what is the committee called? So what was the committee called who hired Plessy and the detective? The Committee of Citizens. They were even ready at the jail to bail Plessy out by bribing the officials. And once they got Plessy out, they started challenging the Supreme Court for a while. They started challenging the Supreme Court on it, and it was a unluckily 7-1 vote. One person said that he was on Plessy's side. 7 of them were like, "Meh, we don't care about blacks. We won't even give them we will give you high quality stuff." And then they give you low quality stuff. That is really, really unjust. I thought you were the Justice Court. This is a test that the Supreme Court was given, and it should have succeeded on it. But instead, they failed on it miserably. They failed it miserably. How bad and how embarrassing for the Supreme Court. But today, 2 descendants of Plessy and Ferguson, one a Plessy and another Ferguson, joined up and teamed up together to create the Plessy and Ferguson Foundation, where it keeps talking and explains about the Plessy v. Ferguson Act and that court case. This is what this foundation is. I'm pretty sure you can still go there and check it out. I highly recommend to go there if you want to learn more about the Plessy v. Ferguson case. And today people are still fighting and protesting for their rights. America really still hasn't lived up to its meaning. Just because you just look different doesn't mean that you're really different. Doesn't mean that your brain ideas are different. Okay, the ideas are different, of course, but just doesn't mean that your right to a citizenship is different. It's just what you look like is different. And also, if you have different ideas, then just deal with those. But as long as they're not this controversial, and it doesn't mean that there are second-class citizens, everyone should be together. And I recently watched a video that everyone will return to Africa. At least that's a little prophecy from a BBC video, I think. BBC Ideas video. Where everyone would just come and you can just go and ride on a 2,000-kilometer train across Africa without a passport. That would be good. That would sound really good, as long as there weren't any drawbacks, that is. So what do you guys think? Do you think that civil rights today are still really annoying? Or do you think that civil rights is gone? Or do you agree with the whites back then that segregation should be allowed? Like George Wallace, for example. Do you agree with George Wallace? Or do you agree with Plessy and MLK and Rosa Parks? Well, I certainly agree with MLK's group and Plessy's and Rosa's. What do you think? Comment in the comments below. So I hope to see you guys in the next episode. And see you soon. Peace! And while you're at it, check out my other videos. And check out these wonderful people. See ya!